Today's episode is brought to you by Loadless Laundry.
Doing laundry stinks.
With Loadless, you can text to get your laundry picked up, washed, folded, and returned.
You can do random pickups or get on a reoccurring schedule.
Loadless operates on an affordable monthly subscription.
You can get $10 off your first wash by entering code ADULTBABY when you subscribe.
Check them out at GoLoadless.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, voted Long Island's best podcast by a bot farm in Russia. It's the Adult Baby Show.
I'm a sweet boy.
I'll let a girl suck any part of me. I mean, honestly.
It's just in my mouth, just...
Like, I'll try anything once.
Yeah. Except getting to work on time.
You just ruined my day. Fuck your day.
Oh, let's get the feet involved.
It's not a nut. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud with you.
Some people
Yeah.
are absolutely
Huh?
disgusted by me.
He ain't lying.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode 333. I am B.
Chick.
I'm Ryan.
Here we are, boys. We're back.
Finally.
Back.
I apologize. Last week was on me.
Was it?
I
What was
broke
last
down
week?
twice.
Oh, yeah.
We still at least got to see each other.
We did.
And
We
spend the
did.
night.
We did a Topgolf outing, which wasn't posted to the public. It's in the process of being posted to a Patreon. Because it's not, I can't imagine anybody sitting through that whole thing, but
We had fun.
I feel like if you're lonely and you want to put something on the background, you can listen to people play Topgolf and
And it
watch
was
them play
fun,
Topgolf.
man.
I love
I enjoyed the hell
playing
out of
it, but having fun doing something doesn't necessarily translate to having fun watching something.
Yeah.
So posting videos and that the idea of like putting something like that on Patreon, I was like, well, shouldn't you put something that people actually want on Patreon? But it's going to be a free tier of Patreon.
Yeah.
I just don't want it on YouTube for like people to stumble across and think this is what I wanted to be like people to. Okay, they're intended to go to watch
Yeah.
this, and
And I
It's
think
just more content of us.
yeah,
Yeah, and we're gonna. We've been saying we've been trying to get these get-togethers going, and we finally did. And I thought it was great. It was fun.
Yeah.
But we did realize midway through it, as much fun as we were having, we realized this isn't going to be exciting for everybody else.
no.
You know?
The exciting parts, and I'll make that.
But I
public.
think there was some good clips. There was
Yeah.
some good back and forth.
Yeah, that
I
was,
think that's the whole purpose of it. Even
Yeah.
if we do something else, we do something, and if you get a handful of clips out of it, good. If not, you get a good time with friends.
yeah. I think we could get better at making the whole thing entertaining or finding. But I
Yeah.
think it was. We were trying to figure out Topgolf for most of it, like how
Yeah.
how Topgolf works.
How the games work.
Yeah. But
so
yeah, it was
funny.
fun.
And
So we
Chick with his with just so Chick where you have to. We started playing Sonic, the Sonic game.
yeah.
And it was a little wacky. Like there was points, and Chick chose it because he played
Yeah.
it once before, and we're kind of ripping it. And midway through, he's
Stops it.
he's got to delete it.
Yeah.
Like he's like, well, we're done. You can't stop me.
Yeah.
We start over, and then we played like.
Because I didn't want to stop it. I was like making fun of it that it was like there's like an arbitrary point system to it. But I was like, but it's still kind of fun. This whole thing feels kind of arbitrary. Like
of
it's not
course.
really none of it's an exact science.
No.
And it was probably better to do the Sonic thing than a full hitting Pebble
Yeah.
Beach, you know?
Yeah, because then like we were in the woods and you gotta, like, it's not, you're not putting. It's just
Yeah, I don't suggest playing holes at Topgolf. I
Like-
think the games are better than like
if you go to one of those indoor
Those are
simulators.
awesome.
Like I always want to say stimulators, but that's
Yeah.
a totally different thing.
Stimulated.
The indoor
they get you
simulator.
off while
Yeah.
you're shooting.
That's why you want to do the course thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they have like a little green that you can putt in on those things.
Well, not
too.
even a green. You put into the I did it once.
You put into the screen as
Yeah,
well.
but it's like it
I
just
did-
judges the speed.
We did it together, right? It was in one of my green rooms or something like that. Remember that?
Yes, but that wasn't the one I'm talking
Okay.
about. The one I'm talking about was a legit, like a very good simulator.
Yeah.
It's a place in Rockville Center.
So we went with Monique, and she wiped the floor with us.
Yeah, she
on
really
the
crushed us.
first round.
She had the perfect stroke for that game.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
you know,
straight and just
Straight.
If you hit it straight, it's going to go into one of those things.
One of those
and
three
register. Yeah,
money things.
to me, it feels too good to whack a ball. I can't.
I'd rather
Play
miss
short
going
ball?
long than short and win.
Like you could see right there, like I don't know, 50 feet, you could get the same amount of points than if you bang it 150.
But you want to crush it.
But that's where the game in my opinion, like everything should always be worth more the further you go.
100. Ryan
If
had
I
the
hit a
longest
target
drive.
180 yards out, it should be worth more than my 50-yard pitch.
But I think there are probably games that are available to do that. But this is good for a family. It's good to
Yeah.
have this because if you go with kids, they're in the game just as much as anyone
you
else
are.
is.
Exactly. It's almost easier if you're not hitting it far
Yeah,
than
right.
it is if you are.
So I see why they do that. And
It
it's
does
like the
make
closer
sense.
you get to the middle,
Yeah.
then it's.
I get that.
Yeah.
It
That
would be
does-
nice to get like a little bonus for a straight down the line,
Yeah,
real long drive.
right.
Just a bonus.
And
Just a
what,
bonus.
that's what bothered me is my best drive of the day didn't even register on there. I literally hit it to the back screen, but it was a foot in front of where it starts to collect, like it credits it for going
Yeah.
all the way to the back.
Okay.
But it got nothing.
Is that
0
is that
points.
the excuse? Yeah.
No, I'm just saying my
What?
best hit
Now,
of the day wasn't even a
Remind
points.
me what place you came in.
Last.
That it was last. Okay.
But I helped everybody else beat me.
Oh yeah. You helped. Us.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
coach shirt on and yeah.
yes.
Just
Yeah.
did, I just did what I do best. I help people reach their peak.
Yeah. You're right. We reached our peak.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your service, coach.
That is actually one of the clips that I put together was when you told me what club. He's like, yeah, use this club, and I hit a club, and I banged 22 points or something like that.
Yeah.
So
No, he's good. He's a great coach.
Yeah, he's not a bad coach,
You know,
yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
when he's not screaming at you or quitting the game in the middle of a. He's actually gives good advice.
Yeah.
I looked right to him whatever club. I looked right at him. He's like, "You do that. You do that."
Yeah.
And he led me the right way. I think
yeah.
for the most part. So
He hits the ball a lot further, so like recommending a club for Ryan is different than recommending a club. He knew himself pretty good though, so I didn't really need to.
yeah, I don't
tell
know
Ryan.
myself.
No, but
I'm lost.
you didn't know what clubs to use when. I'm not knocking
no,
you.
no. I don't. I'll tell you one thing about me. I hit it straight. I'm a straight shooter.
Did
Yeah.
you?
You know? Oh yeah.
I felt like you hit a lot of.
When I use the Top Golf, what is it called? They have a special name. The Slammer or something like that.
The club that they have there?
Yeah, they
Oh,
have.
the no name brand clubs that they
Yeah,
have in
and
there.
and it's like a big. It looks like a big Bertha or something.
It's a driver.
It's a driver, and no, but it's got a name. It's like the can't miss
Yeah.
hitter or something.
The can't miss hitter.
When I used that, all I did was miss. But when I use my, I think I have a 3-wood Callaway Rogue. How you doing?
I thought the Rogue was a hybrid. I don't think that's a.
It's a
3-wood.
hybrid. You're right. It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
I was banging it straight for the most part. You know, every once in a while.
You had a few that just went about 2 feet over the netting, where you tried to stop them from going over.
No, I did. I did.
I wanted to put together a compilation of you either missing or topping the ball out.
Yeah, you
And
can
then
do
trying-
that.
Yeah.
I definitely had a few that got away from me.
I may have had the lowest score, but you had the most mishits.
Yeah, for sure. I'll give you that. I mean, I literally wanted to jump out and get it because you lose the damn ball. I wanted to jump
But
out
you don't
and
get
get
another
it.
shot now.
It's
Yeah,
like,
you don't.
that shouldn't count.
It's red.
It should technically in golf. If I approach the ball, and I think if I swing and miss, I could be wrong.
I think you have to touch the ball for it to count.
I thought if you
Otherwise,
I
it's a
thought
practice,
professionally,
because
if
you
you
can take it.
approach it,
Maybe, but
who knows?
this isn't.
Maybe. I don't know the rules. Yeah. If you set up like with the obvious intention of
With
hitting.
the obvious intention to hit and you miss,
miss?
I thought it was I could
Could
be
be.
wrong. I thought it was a
Yeah,
stroke.
it doesn't happen a lot on
It
the
doesn't.
tour.
Yeah,
So it's,
no one's
No.
swinging and missing on the tour.
Yeah.
You don't see that too often. But listen, I'm not on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
All right.
A guy actually penalized himself. I think it was a few tournaments ago, in a big spot, and he wound up losing by like a stroke. And so in golf, you have to score yourself, and
Yeah.
if you make a mistake or you have a penalty, you score yourself. It's part of the whole thing. It's you're
Well,
supposed to.
yeah. Your
There are people
caddy,
who can
your caddy
see it.
scores you, and then you have to sign off on it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you have to like
But
confirm that.
You have to like if I do something illegal, I have to say it. Like, and it's very easy to bite your tongue. So when you approach a ball in the sand, you're not allowed to touch the sand with your club. You literally have to let the ball lie until you swing, and then you can hit the sand. If you hit the sand, it's a penalty. So the camera couldn't even pick up. They zoomed in. You don't even see his club hit the sand, but he swore that he felt the club hit it.
Yeah.
So he wound up docking himself a
He
stroke.
called himself out.
That's like that's like supposedly, the beauty of, it's like supposed to be a man of integrity.
I don't know, man.
It's an honest man's game.
Yeah, I guess.
Apparently-
But
you know,
you're
it's supposed to
better. You're
be.
better off calling that and then losing a point than getting like disqualified completely because you didn't call it.
That's true. You don't
So-
want to be that guy.
Yeah,
like,
it looks
it's-
worse if it's blatant and the camera
It's probably
picked it
also
up.
money. Like the money for disqualification might be a lot less than having
don't get
lost
paid.
having lost by one stroke.
You got to make the cut to get paid. So yeah, if you get DQ'd, you don't finish, so you don't get paid.
Right.
Dairy
So
Queen.
he's like, I'd rather get a less payout than DQ'd
Yeah,
and no
yeah,
payout.
yeah. But
Like I don't know. They probably didn't see it, but I'm not willing to take that shot.
Yeah.
They might have seen it.
true.
Yeah.
Well,
So
next time I do want to try that other golf place. I think that
yeah.
I mean I don't want us to be the golf guys. That's all we do. But like
2 golf trips wouldn't really make
no,
a
no, I know. But
We should do all three. We should do top
Putt-putt?
golf and that one. No, okay, putt-putt would be good too. But I was thinking just hit a course, like just film us on a
course
course.
would be fun.
Yeah.
Us on a course would probably make for a fun time.
Yeah,
That would be great. I would like that.
Yeah.
Although
Can your cameras withstand 4 hours of golf?
probably not, but
We could
shut
always
it off
use
for
one at a
driving.
time, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
we might be able to shoot it, but you could just shoot the shots.
Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
do the show.
You know,
You have to find the right course because I went golfing.
That page.
The last time I went golfing, I swear to God, everything was so close together that I felt I should have been wearing a helmet to play golf because these balls are
Did you go to Peninsula? Peninsula's
It was Peninsula.
That's why. What was it?
peninsula.
Peninsula is awful for that. Literally,
my
if you
God.
miss the green, like the fairway, you're hitting the next hole.
really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
terrible.
right on top of each other.
It
Most
made me-
courses are not like that.
It made me like feel like why isn't there a market for golf helmets? I know that sounds crazy, but
It
people
does.
get knocked, man.
You're right.
No,
it
they
does.
don't.
You know somebody that got knocked, did you not?
Who?
I don't know. Tell me.
I mean, listen, I can't say no. It does. It happens when somebody does something they shouldn't.
And it's not good.
You're right. That hurts getting hit.
I
with
don't
a
like
fucking ball.
my head. I don't need any more damage to my body.
I
Some
went
guys wanna
golfing
be out there.
once. My buddy, it was like his first time golfing. It was actually my brother's friend.
See?
And well, this was again, if you don't do stupid things, you don't win stupid. You do stupid things, you win stupid
We
prizes.
all know the dumb quote.
So anyway, my buddy hasn't hit a ball straight all fucking day. I'm talking about he's hitting, like shanking it 20 feet to each side. It's just like, I can't play. So I'm about 100 yards directly in front of him. Now, one, he's not aiming for me. He's aiming probably to the I'm like off the fairway. He's supposed to be aiming a little bit to the left of me. But I was straight enough in front of him that I'm like, there's no way he's hitting me. Like, I'll be okay. Plus, I'm in my cart. Like, it was like, it's a special shot to fucking hit me
Right.
where I was. So he's like, you sure? You don't want to move? I'm like, no, I'm paying attention. Go. Like, if it comes, I'll duck. Sure enough, he hits a shot that as soon as he hits it, this thing is fucking beamline, like right for me. Oh, no. And it hits the ground in front of me and literally shoots up into my cart, hits the front of my cart, like right in front of my face, and then like went through it.
Oh.
And I was like, exactly, like you shouldn't hit anybody unless you do something stupid like that.
Yeah, I know, but
Where you blatantly know you're in line, like, normally.
Like, no, I'm not going to move. Yeah.
yeah.
I was on vacation with my family once, and my father, my uncle, and we were on a tee, and we decided, we'll take a picture. So we lined up. It was like, I guess, a bunch of people. My grandfather was playing. He was always a little bit out of it. May he rest in peace. But so we're like pausing for a shot, and he's out of his mind, just clueless, doing his own thing. He completely tees up. We're 15 feet from him. He just shot ball was right
my
past
God.
it. And he was not a steady golfer. He could have very, very easily just.
Killed somebody.
I don't think
didn't
he's strong
realize
enough
you
to
guys
kill
were taking
somebody.
a picture?
No, we were right in front of him. We're like right there. Just a ball comes shooting right by us. We're like, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
oh man,
Because, realistically, professionals never have to worry about it because you're never you're never within range. But when
They
you
hit the
do
crowds, though.
professionals do
Well,
have to worry because have you
but
seen
these guys
those
are
crowds?
not. I always do
Sean
wonder what
Walton's
happens.
got into crowds.
But
Oh, yeah.
not on a I mean, I guess it can.
happens.
It goes into crowds, but it doesn't really beam anybody. I mean, I'm not.
No.
Really,
People
it-
have
it-
gotten
it-
beamed though.
I
Somebody
always
got
wonder about the
beamed
people
really
who are right
bad.
on top of them in a drive,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what happens if he gets hurt in his backswing and it just like, you know, his
Yeah.
back goes out or he pulls something as he comes down, and now that ball just shoots right out.
I believe Tiger Woods did that where he hurt himself in his backswing and the ball went sideways right into the crowd, right into somebody.
Well, that
Very dangerous.
did that happen?
Yes, it happened.
But either way, my point is, golfers don't need the helmet. It's only when you're like amateurs playing on a course.
Maybe, but I
And you
think
look
I
like a
have
complete
something there.
fucking idiot with that thing on.
That would be
Yeah.
the problem.
But they look like, you ever see golfers at the end of the round when they take the hat off? It's just red
yeah.
from underneath the eyes and then white above
Yeah.
the
Oh,
forehead.
yeah.
Like I would have to be out there with no hat. Or never take that hat off.
or with a visor, or no, even the visor you still get.
I don't know, but I
you
would
get
feel
burnt.
too stupid. But you're like, oh yeah, you feel stupid with a $15 million payout. Like maybe I'll put up with the
You'll
white
be
forehead.
fine. You'll be
They
fine.
do have heavy tans.
Yo,
with the
yeah,
shirt
it's crazy.
and that.
But then they're like, "Oh, I'm the champion." I'm like, "Yeah, but look at you, look like an idiot, look like a dope."
golfers are
Pale white
specifically with
forehead.
that hardcore tan line because they're always playing out in the sun
Yes, yeah.
Of course.
every weekend for 4 days
Mm-hmm.
if you're good, and fucking
And all year round,
and all year round you just
follow the
the
warm weather.
only thing that gets sun is your fucking arms and your face.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to Florida in a month, and I'm already planning my. I want to go tanning before I get there because I want to like.
Oh, you want to get a base?
I want to get a base tan. I want to get
teenage girl.
Yeah,
Got to get
I
a
am.
base in.
or even before the summer. Like I get a tan when I'm working, but I get such tan lines. I'm like, I'm gonna get a little base tan before any of this. I want to get like, get the whole thing tanned up.
Yeah, yeah.
I usually tan, like I
Cancer
really
or
don't
not.
have a ton of issues tanning in my life. Maybe a couple times I've gotten burned, but like I'm usually pretty good with not getting burned for whatever reason.
Oh, well,
I'm
we
not
all
worried about
know.
getting burned. Really, I'm worried about the tan lines. I don't want.
Oh, the line- you're
I don't want
actually-
goofy tan lines.
Oh, all right.
How much? I mean, I don't. You get a lot of tan lines.
Oh my god, from working, yeah, it's like just absolutely pale from here and like
I guess
brown
you are in
arms
the sun a lot. I
and
never
my
really,
knee, my legs, like everywhere.
Yeah.
Where you get tan lines. And
for that
shorts
reason
and a
is why I
t-shirt.
never take why I do take my shirt off if I'm outside in the sun or something at somebody's house.
The
Like,
customers might frown
well,
upon
no,
that. I
that's
walk
different.
in.
Yeah, I
like,
wouldn't do it.
Where
at
you
work.
want this stuff? Sorry, I don't want the tan lines.
Rub it up against the customer's sweaty
Yeah.
fucking
Ugh.
body.
Gross.
Yeah, but I haven't been in a tanning booth in probably 25 years. but
Never.
I went for like I bought like a package. I went like 12 times in a package.
Yeah.
I love the experience of it. Like I think
Very
it's very
relaxing.
it's very relaxing. It's warm, but there's an end to the warmth, so it's like you're kind of baking for a little while, but you know it's not. There's
How long
there's an
is
end. I think it's like 15 minutes here and there. I think.
I would do like 10 minutes.
I don't
maybe
like
10.
being enclosed in something like that.
I don't
You
either,
open
but
it.
it makes
What?
you.
And you just open it.
What do
Yeah.
you mean?
You
don't-
close it and open it like you want to.
Oh, all right. I didn't realize.
It's not
I
like
thought you're just like
they don't
in there.
lock you in there.
No, you get in, you pull it down, and then there's like a little open, and then you push
Sometimes
it
I
up.
get stuck.
I guess that
Didn't
would
somebody
be bad.
die in one of those in one of the Final Destinations?
Yeah,
Wasn't
it's
that a
not
tanning?
Final
But that was a movie, though, wasn't
No,
it?
no. I know that's not
Right.
realistic, but I'm just saying. Isn't
Also,
that
I
one of
feel like
the
there's
deaths?
enough space where if you did get stuck, you could scoot out the side, maybe. You know, you're not. It
No
doesn't-
way.
Well, not maybe not you. You're a little bigger.
What are you? You're done. You're not on cancer anymore, buddy. You're fucking getting fat again.
looking slim. I've been
He's
noticing.
slimmer than me.
I'm like
I'm
when we were
fine,
golfing
I'm
the other
fine.
day, and then I saw like maybe a picture of you on stage or something. I'm like, this guy's still looking slim.
I'm keeping it all. I mean, I've definitely gained a little more,
Ah, you
but
look
I'm
good.
But I'm keeping it.
No, you look good. You do.
By
Your
the way,
beard's coming back.
I looked at a clip from us from a year ago when I was on that pill. My face, I looked so awful.
yeah, we thought so too. It's just hard to tell somebody that.
yeah, but no, you told me that.
well, I would tell you. Yeah, I
But
don't
like
care.
my face was like I was skinny, but like I was breaking out, and my cheeks were like I was stuffing nuts in my.
yeah, you
it was-
looked awful.
it was
bro.
bad, man.
That's why
It
I
was-
said like you should tell people you have cancer, so at least there's an excuse.
You
I
feel
would
good
love-
now. You feel like you feel yourself a little bit more now.
No, now it's a whole other slew of disease. I feel like I got cancer. I feel like a different cancer. I feel like the kidney is
The
tapping out.
beard's got to feel good, right?
Do you? What do you mean
still-
you feel like the kidneys? Is that because you know it's tapping out?
Yeah, But
Okay.
I also
So I
feel
was just gonna ask, do you feel like
100%.
Do you have pains in the kidney
No,
area?
it's not a pain thing. It's an energy. There's like a lethargic thing.
See, I would never know if my kidneys were failing because
You would.
I'm always lethargic.
No, it's
I
a
don't think
different
he
type.
can feel it either. I think it's all in his head.
No,
that's
I
why
think
I was asking.
The strength of this guy's mind is unstoppable.
That is true. That is true.
The stuff he can create in his mind and
It
make,
is.
make believe is real.
You're absolutely right. I can't
Yeah.
argue that. But no, I do feel when I'm not well, and
Yeah.
I feel it right
Kidney
now.
specifically.
Yeah, because there's a thing called creatinine where when my creatinine is high, you're sort of like in a daze. So I'm like, it's hard to explain. But I remember after my first transplant, one of the craziest thing was waking up and being like, this is how people feel. Like
better.
I saw colors better, like smelled things. It was
Wow.
wild. It was
crazy.
like it's something I think about like all the time, and like I know where I am when I'm not good, and I'm not good. But that being said, I'll be all right. I think I do have colon cancer though. I'm gonna get on top of
Just
that right
casually
now.
just
Why?
Or is it the other one?
Why you shitting blood?
No, I'm not blood, but just a lot. My stomach hasn't been well. I don't know.
If you have stomach cancer or whatever, colon cancer, then I definitely do.
No, you're a fairly healthy guy for your size.
I think a lot of people would beg to differ, including some doctors.
Why do you think you have? What leads you to this conclusion, though?
You know what? I'll tell you something.
Because he looked it up on WebMD.
No. I'm having so many issues with my stomach. It's not right.
Is it like black
It's
shit?
not black. It's not a color thing. It's just the amount, and it's
Does it look like a healthy log, or does it look
no, it's
mushy?
very loose. Very loose. I don't like to get into the fucking specifics.
Well, we
got
got
to
to pull it out of you. That's
But
what
I'll
we're
tell
trying
you.
to find.
Well, it's coming out of me fine. A little too often. And I've had incidents. I was at a show a few weeks ago. Listen to this thing. This bothered me for a full week. I was at a show a few weeks ago, and it was one of the places where they have which I love, by the way, a bathroom that's just one bathroom, but there's multiple of them, so you can sort of go into the bathroom, lock, and it's all yours. You know what I'm saying? What are they called?
Just individual bathroom.
Individual bathrooms.
Yeah. Solo bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm having this
I used to do a
stomach.
joke about that. My act.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was it?
Let's hear you finish the story first.
So I'm having these issues, right? And I'm going to the bathroom twice now, and which is thank God. If it wasn't the individual bathroom, I would have been at home. But I felt comfortable. Nobody
Sure.
could notice there's multiple ones. I go to the one place, go to the bathroom. I get up, about to flush. A guy that works there walks into the bathroom.
You didn't lock the door, huh?
The door was locked. It was one of those things where it didn't lock. I didn't realize.
Oh, all right.
You know, it was like the door was locked, but it didn't click. So the guy walked right in. Guy stares.
He's like, you gotta go to the doctor.
He stares at what I made in that toilet.
Really?
Like, didn't look at me. He goes, I'm sorry. And just kept staring. Like, I swear to God, I wanted to be like, hey, over here, pal. We don't need to look at this.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And I swear, his eyes just looked at it.
Wow.
The whole time. Like he
That's
was
weird.
it was so weird. And I was like, why? And then
He's like, I gotta clean that if it doesn't go down. So make sure you.
it wasn't like a mess. It was fine. It wasn't big. I hate that I'm talking about this, but it just bothered me so
course.
much that like why are you like
I mean, how is the knee jerk reaction when you walk in? As soon as you
stare at the
as soon
bowl.
as you get the slight
As soon as I notice somebody's in there,
somebody's in there,
back
it's like,
up.
oh, so sorry.
Yeah,
Now, like, what's going on in here?
dude, it was infuriating because
What are you doing?
I had just
Oh,
Pretty good.
Good work.
Yeah.
I have this memory of this guy just staring at it ingrained in my head. It really pissed me off. And
Yeah.
then I kept wondering. I kept an eye on this guy. I was like, what the fuck? Like, because he never went to
all
the
night.
bathroom. So like, what was he doing? Just
Snooping?
snooping.
Yeah.
Snooping on my pooping.
Snooping on the pooping. Well, we have a name for the title of the episode, I guess. That's
So
good.
I didn't like that.
Snooping on the pooping.
And yeah.
Do
So
you remember
I think I
episode
canceled.
like the season 1 or 2 of Curb? There were Larry and Cheryl were at a party, and the bathroom lock was broken. So Cheryl asked David to
Watch out.
stand guard by the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he got pulled away, and somebody ended up walking in.
I do.
And so and then she was like, "Thanks a lot, Larry. You know, somebody walked in." She goes, "Oh, so." And then, but he goes, "Well, when did they walk in?" She goes, "The most embarrassing part." And I ever since then, I'm like, "What part would that be?
Wiping.
Wiping?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Wiping, right?"
Wiping,
Which is the part where
or
I was
if
at.
you turned around and were like picking up your pants, like back, bent down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be wiping,
Yeah.
or when it's coming out. Those are the only two it could be.
And you're making a face.
Like when you're like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Like the
it
door
stuck
opening
with
and
me. I'm
sinking.
always like, it was either lazy writing or great. Like, leave it up to the viewer to be like,
Yeah, yeah.
that-
Hey, you're still
like-
talking about it. Season
but I
2.
think that's
Yeah.
kind of the purpose. It's always
Yeah.
like they feel like with episode in Seinfeld, did they do a couple things where they don't tell you what it is?
Yeah.
The name that rhymes with the body part.
At the end, they tell you though.
No, they don't.
Dolores.
Yeah, Dolores.
Did they?
Dolores.
Dolores! That's right.
He
Dolores.
screamed it out the window. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rhymes. I love that episode.
Oh yeah, that was
But I
fun.
forget at one point he did whisper something that they never said. What
I
he
just feel
whispered.
like I don't know. I could be wrong then because I always thought that one they never tell you the name, but you're right.
They string
do
it along.
Dolores.
They string it along
I
and
forgot about
and they have other
out
theories.
the window, right?
Vulva, something.
Move over. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few things, but yeah, that was great. Just fantastic writing in those shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I actually, real quick before we move on, my bathroom story is our bathroom in our company. The men's and women's rooms touch, like, the walls. But I realized that the shitters are basically back to back.
Yeah, they share pipes.
This is the wall I'm shitting, and if there's a girl shitting on the other side, it's literally back to back. But the walls are super thin. So, like, there's numerous times where I've heard, like, women just destroying the bathroom in there when you're doing your thing, and I'm like, I always
like,
don't.
"Howdy,
want-
girl?"
I like to not see who it is because I don't want that image.
That'd be the way
with
you
the
meet
face.
your wife.
No, that wouldn't.
Back to
It would be.
back shitting.
That's why, because there's this one chick I think is gorgeous at my job, and I'm just like, I just don't want. It can't be. If I ever walked out after hearing that and it was her, I'd be like, that's it.
It
It's
would
done.
ruin your chances with her.
No, it would just ruin my view. Period.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want
Yeah,
that.
she'd be heartbroken at that.
You could have had it.
Yeah.
Could have had me.
Oh god.
She didn't tear ass in the
I see.
bathroom.
There's a documentary about a jail where they pass things through the through the toilets, the pipes.
yeah.
Have you ever heard? Have you ever? They did like a series where they talked about like the
They
most
get real creative in there.
jails, and they talked about like the behind the scenes of the jails, and they had people, or maybe it was a show I was watching.
I don't know.
No, it was a documentary thing
I've
about a
heard
jail.
this
And like,
before.
yeah, they put it in the like. There's like a couple of stories, and like they can send messages down pipes.
Funny.
Like that thing with the bank, that thing.
It sends the
Oh
thing
yeah.
over.
Isn't that's in Tommy Boy when why don't you do what everybody else and stop entering it into the computer?
So you went to Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yes.
So jealous of this guy.
Yeah, I know. Me
so
too.
jealous.
I just got an ad for it today, and I was like, maybe I'll spend the money. I
should. What is it at
but
right
it's
now,
like-
if you don't
it's
mind me
great.
asking?
I don't. I didn't even look, but I think it's.
I looked
think it's
So
recently.
we bought the tickets before Kieran Culkin
Yeah.
won Best Actor. So apparently the prices, because I haven't looked since we bought. Apparently they like tripled. Like
Yeah.
we spent $100 and change a ticket. Me and my dad went. So I think it came out to like $350 maybe for the two of us. But we basically made a day of it. We went into the city, got a bite to eat at this Italian spot, Trattoria Trecolleri or something. I don't know. It was fucking excellent though. So good. We rode into Grand Central, and then we went to the play, and I realized how much I do love, because I haven't been to a play in a while. And just the vibe of a play is just a lot
great.
different than like a movie or anything else. It was awesome. Very short. It was only like an hour and 45 minutes. But
I like that.
That's
They
what-
do an
that's what I want.
intermission. Oh, it was perfect. They did an intermission, which they didn't need. Like, at no point did I was like, oh, I'm sitting in here. Like, the first intermission, I was like, oh, shit, already? And then when you come back and they do the last part, goes quick, too. And you're like, Jesus. Oh, they didn't even need it. But they basically do 3 solo scenes in the first act, and then they go to one big scene in the final act. So they do it in the Chinese restaurant, is like the first act, and then the second act is in the office.
It's like the
when
movie.
everything- Yeah. They cut out the Alec Baldwin scene, and that
Really?
character's not even in it.
Really?
So what I
That's
found
such
out,
a big part of
it
it.
is an iconic scene. I don't think it's the best scene in the movie. I think it's the most famous scene in the movie.
Yeah, it's just like the most quoted
Yeah,
part
exactly.
of that movie.
But I didn't realize. So the movie was first made as a play, and that
Yeah.
scene wasn't in it. So that scene was only added
Oh,
for the
okay.
movie. So it doesn't really do anything to the plot. When you watch it without it, you realize that scene doesn't change anything at all in the plot. But I try to think you can't redo that scene anyway.
It
Like
makes
if
sense,
you
yeah.
redid that scene and one, you don't have a big name doing it and
Yeah.
he doesn't do a great job, all you're going to remember is how bad that scene was, no matter how good the rest of it is. And
Yeah.
if you do get a big name, no big name is going to do a play that's running for 3 months for 5 minutes of stage time.
Right.
Like in a movie, I feel like you can get a guy to film for a day, you pay him, and then that's it. You think this guy's going to come down? So, like, I do think I get why that scene's not in there.
Yeah, I get it too. And then it becomes, it's almost too famous of a scene. It's like
Exactly.
it's pulling attention from the rest of it.
Yeah.
But
and if it wasn't in the original play, then they kind of usually stick to the script.
Yeah.
And I just think you're not going to have somebody do that better.
yeah, for sure.
Not that I think that these guys were necessarily better than the originals on the play, but like that scene, I feel like if you mangle that scene, that's all you're
Yeah.
going to remember in that play.
Yeah, for sure.
But Bill Burr and Bob Odenkirk were fucking amazing. Like they stole the show for me. So Burr played David Moss, which was Ed Harris in the movie, and what's his face? Bob Odenkirk played Chevy, whatever his name is,
Shelley
Levine, the Machine, who was Jack Lemmon in the movie, and they both were literally hysterical. I've never heard so many f-bombs in a
But
Broadway
it was getting laughs though.
It got a ton of laughs.
That's what I was saying. Like Bill
Yeah.
Burr said that it's getting more
It's-
laughs than it was
Because
initially.
I think it's because you don't expect to go to Broadway and hear them curse so much. It's really the cursing that's getting the laughs, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I
is
think it's
funny
just- I
because
think
it's
they're just
also
funny
Bill
people.
Burr. They are just
Yeah.
funny people.
and they're almost incapable of delivering lines without being somewhat funny.
But how they do it, like like Odenkirk won't let the guy talk. That's part of the scene. Like he's just talking over him constantly, and like it was just funny. Mike McKean, who was
McKean.
Yeah.
McKean, is it McKean or I thought it was McKean?
McKean.
Whatever, was excellent. Like everybody was great.
Lenny?
What?
Lenny?
What do you mean, Lenny?
Lenny and Squiggy? Wasn't he Lenny?
Was he?
I think he was Lenny. from
Lenny and Squiggy?
From Laverne and Shirley.
That's right. He was. Yes, you're
Is that
right. He
true? I
was.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
And so here's my thing about Kieran Culkin. He was excellent. I think that was the hardest role to do because Pacino was so fucking good.
Right.
Like I couldn't help but compare him to Pacino the whole time.
Yeah.
And I thought he was great, but he wasn't as like intense as Pacino is in that movie.
Was he a lot like Kieran Culkin? In
That's
it?
what my question
He was. He was. It was
That
like his
my beef.
spin on it.
That was my beef with him winning Best Actor. I'm like, he's not a good actor. He's just an interesting character,
he's
and
a
he keeps
character.
doing that character.
It is. It really kind of is. Just that, I mean, it's good. He's great in it, and but like to me, that last scene with Pacino, I'm like,
Yeah.
I won't say that he was better. The other guys, I think, if you replaced them in the movie, you wouldn't
Yeah.
have missed a beat.
So if you had one disappointment, it was.
It wasn't though. Because
But all right, yeah.
I honestly was not disappointed. I was thrilled. I was quoting it. They almost did it verbatim. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
wasn't verbatim, but a lot of it, like I remember, they had the Patel lines and the Nyborgs. They didn't change anything like simple like that.
You don't necessarily want just a live version of the movie.
No,
You want
yeah, and
something- you want
exactly. It
something
was a
different,
little
so-
different. They had their twists. I just thought it was so well acted and just so well done. And I couldn't have been happier. My dad loved it. We had a great day. Got home for the second half of the national championship.
Oh,
It was a
beautiful.
great
Now let
game.
me ask you something. Somebody like you, what do you wear to a Broadway show?
I wore khakis, dress shoes, and a
Look
nice
nice?
sweater. Yeah,
Look nice?
We were also going to a nice
Had a
restaurant
nice, yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's easy.
and a jacket. Like
you wore
yeah,
like what kind of a jacket?
my black. It's just a black. Like it's nothing. It's
Just
nice.
like a nice
It's like
jacket.
a Nordica black. Like it almost looks like a. I don't know.
I got. Yeah.
Just another question. Do you watch the movie like the night before?
When I bought the tickets, I watched the movie maybe like a few weeks ago.
Okay, all right. Because I feel like I would want to watch the movie,
Yeah,
refresh
get a-
myself,
Yeah.
and sort of. But some people don't
compare.
like that.
I knew the movie well enough. I didn't need to.
I might watch it after.
I might
Because
do
I might,
after-
I might
after-
want to get a
You're
fresh take on it without being
After
thinking
might
about
be
the
the way
movie.
to do it.
I am
Yeah.
going to do it again. I'm probably going to watch again in like
Yeah.
a week or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched it when I was coming up, but not
Okay.
like right before.
Gotcha.
I do. That is one of my favorite movies, though, so I know it. Like
More than
I-
The Burbs?
No, nothing. The Burbs is
That's
end all-
the pinnacle.
That's the pinnacle of my favorite movies. But
More
it's
than JFK?
No, JFK, The Burbs, Psycho. Nothing compares. To
He was
those.
telling me on the way here, his
Nothing
next tattoo
compares.
he wants to do a full thigh sleeve of The Burbs, and horror movies, and JFK.
I said Psycho, Pulp Fiction, The Burbs, and JFK. Each part of my thigh will be a side.
Okay.
So I look
Just
forward to that.
because everybody does like their movies, or like I've seen people have like their horror movie tattoos, and I wanted to do that, but I didn't kind of want to bite off everybody, so I do want to do mine.
Yeah.
Nobody's got a mix of that on their leg.
No, people have better taste. I would.
I just went to go see Luckiest Man in America. Have you heard about this
I
movie?
heard about that. What'd you
What
think?
is this?
It was fun. I didn't know about the story, which was interesting to me. It's a guy who, you remember Press Your Luck,
The game.
the game show?
Yeah.
Okay, all
So
right.
it was
Yeah, I
a
did
guy
hear about
who
this.
figured out the pattern of
This
Press
is
Your
a
Luck.
movie now.
It's a movie, but it's a true story, and there was a documentary on it that I never saw. But
I want to say I know of the documentary, but I've heard of the movie.
yeah, so this guy figures out the pattern of Press Your Luck, and he goes on and he takes him for whatever
There's a
good
similar
amount,
story
100 and
with
something,
Will, with
100 and something
Price is Right.
$1,000. But it was good. The guy, God, what's the guy's name that was in it? Doesn't matter. He's been in a bunch of stuff lately. But
That reminds me of Quiz Game.
Quiz game.
Quiz
Quiz
Game.
They
show.
just
Quiz show.
cheated on Quiz Show.
Quiz show.
Sorry.
Come on.
But then there's what's the other one? Quiz show, and that doesn't matter.
There
But-
was a Price is Right documentary on Netflix where the guy memorized the prizes and the pricing.
There
Really?
was. Yes.
So once the guy got on the show, he knew the price of it. Like he fucking won
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
much shit.
No, it was a good movie. It was interesting. I like anything that's set, a little bit like in that era.
I like when somebody figures something out, like
Yeah.
a game like that, and a story like
What
that.
is
apparently-
this? What, 70s? 80s? What?
70s, 80s.
I want to say 70s, I thought, but
Yeah.
it
But apparently, this guy was like did nothing but scam people. Like the rest was like,
that's all
and
he
I
did?
I did because I heard an interview with the actor who was playing him, and it annoys me. I can't remember his name, but he was like, "Yeah, this was the happy part of his life because we didn't go into the deep. Like after this, it got dark with this guy. like, so I'm like, I want to see that movie now with this guy.
That's what I always
Is
I
it
wanna
free?
watch-
Can I stream it somewhere?
I went to the theater to see it. So
Okay. The next movie that I'm
one of
going
those
to probably
three
go
name
see
guys.
in the theater is Warfare.
Paul Walter Hauser.
Oh, that guy's great.
Like Paul
bothered me.
Walter Hauser. Why do I know him?
He played Tanya Harding's.
Oh, the guy who was the bomber in the
Played Richard Jewell and Richard
Yes,
Jewell.
Richard Jewell in the Atlantic,
Yeah.
Jersey Olympic
And he,
bombing.
and he was in I Think You Should Leave as the husband
Yes,
who
he was.
Yes, yeah.
I
regretfully.
think you should leave.
I think he's one of
He's
those
a
guys.
great actor, that
where
guy.
He's
everything
great,
he's
yeah.
in, I just.
Yeah, that was
like.
really why I wanted to go see him because I love him so much. I'm like, I'll go see this. And
Yeah.
I was interested in the story. I'd never heard. I'm like, oh, this is a fascinating story. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
He
Good.
played Richard Jewell to perfection.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
great. He was great, Richard Jewell.
But I want to go back to you asked him about what do you wear to something like that
Yeah.
show. So I got this drag queen DJ show coming up. It's like a
Okay.
club. It's going to be a lot of gay. It's gay people there and a lot of women. It's going to make a cool place.
Okay.
What would you suggest I wear to something like that?
Here's my thing: if you try to dress up and you fail, they're gonna let you know that you look like
Wait, are you dressing up like a woman? Is that what you're
no,
telling
no.
us?
I
I
just
think
got to
you should
dress
go
like
the
this. Is gonna be
safe route.
like club music.
collared
What?
shirt, jeans.
Collared shirt? I don't think collared
Collared?
shirt though.
I just figure you wear something that I would wear out to like a bar, not like keep it normal. I wouldn't want to stick out.
I think I don't want to get like.
I think if you wear something that
Stuck
you
in-
think like if you like, oh, I'm gonna put on this hat and this and that.
I'm not gonna like peacock.
Yeah, you can't
Okay.
be peacock.
I just think maybe something a little bit fun I don't really have anything fun though.
That's my
And I don't have
point.
the body to wear something that really I feel like.
I think trying to do something that you're not normally trying to do could backfire when
So
they're
just
like,
be
"What do you-"
myself. Yeah,
I
he's
think
right.
you got to be yourself.
Just be yourself. Be Ryan.
but I can be myself, but like, a little turned up version of it
So
where I
then
feel
turn
comfortable.
yourself up.
But what is it? What am I gonna- This shirt?
You just said you could be
this a
yourself.
good
and
shirt to
What's
wear?
a
Something
turn
like
up
that?
for you?
It's an interesting shirt. It's like a Hawaiian T-shirt. You don't see a Hawaii. You see the Hawaiian,
Black and white Hawaiian.
button down. But
Yeah. I'm stressing about it. I'm gonna
what are
just
you
wear it.
thinking you're gonna wear?
I've been thinking about it all day. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just hit me today
When
that
does
I
this
go to this
happen?
thing. I think next weekend.
Next
week?
weekend?
Yeah.
It's at like at a club.
Yeah. I'm in the city. Bunch of
You should get one of those like fish netting shirts, skin tight shirts.
No.
I wore so last year when I went to the
Wait, tell me. Are you about to tell us you wore fish netting? You're looking up over the
no,
fridge.
last year I got
leather
a picture of
pants.
me. Last year I went to the gay pride parade and I have like a button up shirt, but it's like it's got like a sexy material, and
So
it's
wear
pink
that.
and it's got pink and
There you
I don't
go.
think I can fit in this right now though. It's my
Oh,
problem.
come
I
on.
think I
You
might have.
Sure
Same
about that?
size.
Yeah,
It can't
no.
be that much bigger.
I don't know.
What is a sexy material? What does that
Like
mean?
silk.
Silky, yeah.
Oh, silky. It's
Yeah, it's
smooth.
like it's like a
yeah.
fake silk. It's like a Sheen.
Yeah,
It's like a Sheen's version of silk.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
My best advice would be to just don't try too hard.
I think
Yeah,
he's
no, you're
right.
right.
And I never take fashion advice from Chick, but he's right.
I just think if you try hard and fail, you're either going to get too much attention that you don't want because everyone's going to love it, and then you become like the center of attention, which could be a lot.
Yeah.
Or you become the fucking guy that everybody makes fun of every time there's a chance to poke fun.
Yeah.
At somebody's.
I don't think
outfit.
this is like a real. This just seems like a real image positive type people. Like
right.
I don't think this group of people likes to shame people for how they look.
Yeah.
It's like the drag communities are like, be who you want to be, just be comfortable. But I feel like you're right if they pick up like you're not being genuine. Like,
Yeah.
You're not being who you are.
Yes, you have to
And
be
that's gonna
genuine.
be
They
like
could
this,
see right through.
Yeah, that's what they want. They just want to see that you're being you.
Yeah.
You're there. That should be good enough for them.
Yeah.
You're accepting. You're there, having a good time,
I
supporting.
don't know. I went to a drag brunch a few weeks back, and I didn't feel like they felt that way. I feel like they
what
thought.
the fuck are you doing
Yeah,
here?
they felt like I was
Why,
like
were
this
you-
guy was dragged here. And I think they picked up. I think they picked up on that energy. Yeah,
Well, don't give that. Don't be yourself.
I wasn't.
But
I
be yourself.
I did what? I wasn't dragged there.
What
I
were you
just.
doing? What were you doing? Were you?
I just was like not. I'm not like woo. Woo. I'm
You
just
do
like
come
watching.
off judgy. We've
Yeah,
had
it
this
wasn't-
conversation,
to the-
so just try and
Did
pull
I
that
tell this
back.
on this podcast? Tell this story. So we had like a moment. This was like before the Oscars. I went and we had tickets to go see Porcelain War, which was about the war in Ukraine. So we had like the whole reason we were going to the city was to see this movie. So beforehand, we went in early and we went to this place that is a vegan brunch. But it turns out like, oh, there's a drag brunch downstairs if you want it. So Monique loves drag. So we were like, all right, yeah, let's go check it out. So we were kind of squeezing it in and we thought, all right, we got 2 hours to do this. And so everyone else, they're like bringing people on stage and like they didn't even look at me. Like they get people interacting in the thing. They passed by me at every
Oh,
chance
yeah,
they
they
could.
did.
It was never like, oh, let's get this guy on stage. But then, so then it got to the point like, oh, we got to leave. We got these movie tickets coming on, but like the show's still going on. So we start walking like, oh, they're leaving, whatever. I'm like, oh my God, we got tickets to a movie. And they go, oh, what movie? They go, Porcelain War. And they go, what's that about it? They go, it's about the war in Ukraine. They go, get out of here with that energy. We don't want any of that around here. I'm like, breaking up a drag brunch by being like, yeah, there's a war in Ukraine right now. You
Stop celebrating, you
you
heartless.
godless whores are down here swinging your dicks around.
Oh man.
But then, yeah, I gave him $20. I was leaving, and they acted like I was
What
their
a
best
guilt,
friend.
$20?
No, like you tip. I don't know if you know this. If drag
I
bunch.
thought that was like I'm
Is
leaving,
that
but
what a
here's
drag brunch
Oh,
is?
they
You
they
just
wash
tip?
you. Yeah, they everything they do. It's like a strip club. It's like a strip club, but they never, they constantly making rounds for tips.
You know, I don't like that kind of energy when I feel
I
like
had no
need
idea,
to
and I
spend
probably
money on them.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared. I would have been prepared with singles, but
Singles are fine.
Yeah.
so at the end of the
that's
night,
20.
so at the end of the night, I'm like, here's 20, and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I feel bad leaving. Here's a 20 spot.
So then they were like, oh, yeah, and they rubbed my head. I'm like, no,
no, I'm your best
now
friend.
I'm your best friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
money talks.
Money
I guess
does talk.
No matter what you believe in,
Yeah.
money's money.
Yeah.
You said you had a lot to talk about. So do we want to get to this thing?
Yeah, you want to do that?
I want to do that. So
Yeah,
what was?
I have more,
is
we'll
it?
get
Is
to-
it?
Well, we could bleed one right into the other. Let's talk about your first Met game since being a Met fan again into the fan.
Okay, yeah. Quickly, I did go to the Met game. You'll hear. So, I got I went to the Met game on Monday night. I'm off Monday. It was a little cold, but I went by myself. It was fantastic.
Nice.
Like, it was freezing. I lasted 7 innings, 6-7 innings. Dude, it was freezing. Don't scoff.
I just scoffed. You didn't even stay for the whole game. Real big Met fan.
I had to wake up at 5 in the morning. I would just it's early in the season.
Anywho,
I was in.
No respect for that.
no.
That's fine.
Especially a new Met fan. Like you should
not a
be-
new Met fan,
you
I'm
should
an
be
old Met
staying
fan
and
that's
watching. You should be
It's
watching.
been cold though. They're like, I'm glad that I had something to do Wednesday night that I didn't end up at your softball game
one
because
of
it was
my Met
another
fan
freezing
friends
night. I'm like,
left-
dude, if I would have gone to that game, I would have been annoyed. I'm like, it's been like still winter at night.
If
Dude,
any of my
it was-
other Met fan friends left early, I would have been like, "Oh, I get it, way too cold." Even I maybe left early, but he shouldn't be right now. He's
Oh,
got to.
please. It's not my first Met
so
game.
ridiculous.
It's not my first Met game. I've been to plenty.
He should be kissing ass.
I literally just wanted to get there. I wanted to get the team yearbook. But
Yeah,
anyway.
he just wants to show that he's a Met fan.
No,
Doesn't
he-
matter
no.
about the game.
All right.
How much does that run now?
$15.
Oh, that's not that bad.
That's not terrible.
I was expecting.
No, it
like-
wasn't
I feel
bad.
like
I was
yeah.
expecting a good
I
30.
feel like it's always been $15 in my
40,
mind.
I think it has been. $40 for parking. $15. Yeah.
Walk on Northern Boulevard and walk
I
in.
know, but it was cold. It was. I was like, I want to be close to the where I'm at. I got there I also got there right before the doors even opened. I was there. an hour
Doesn't
and
make
a half.
anything different about you leaving early. Don't try and justify it.
No, I was just outside in the cold all night. But I was in section 102, which I was 3 rows up from the field, or in the 101 section, right in Juan Soto area. So it was like, it wasn't, the stadium was kind of, it wasn't too packed, except for the section I was in. Everybody wanted to see Soto right there. So it was cool because they kept throwing balls up, in between innings. They're throwing balls up at everybody. And I realized, all right, look at that. Francisco, what is that? The Bobble Gnome, huh? You went there last year.
That's a couple years ago.
Oh, I like that. I'm trying to go to
You want this?
a giveaway.
What do you think he should do? Well, actually, finish your story.
All right. So they're throwing in between innings. Soto's throwing balls up right in our section every time.
Yeah.
And I notice every time like a guy will get it, and I'm like, I'm right there. I can catch a ball. And I'm like, I'm gonna get a Juan Soto ball. But the guys, there's a bunch of kids there, so the guys kept just handing it to like kids, every other kid. So I realized if I catch a ball, now I got to give it to a kid. I can't not, but I want to keep it.
We're at that age where if a kid's around, you're an asshole if you don't.
I felt that way for the first time where I'm like, I'm an old man. I can't keep the ball. I've never caught a ball in a ball game in my entire life.
He's right. You can't.
And now I'm too old.
People get ridiculed if there's a kid and a guy doesn't give, like if he fights for the ball and he gets it,
Yep.
and you don't give
So
it
you
to
stopped
the kid.
trying. You didn't even try to get a ball.
Stop trying. Because I'm like, dude, it's going to hurt me if I catch this ball from Juan Soto. That I'm going to have
I
to.
might have had fun with it. I'm gonna because the parents are probably right there, right? Mm-hmm.
You hope so.
I would caught
it
the
wasn't a
ball.
little 3-year-old.
And I'm like, I'd love to give this to it. I have nothing. I need this. I'm here alone. I have nothing in my life. My first time in a Met game since I've been
Yeah.
a Met fan. I need to go home with this. Kids, I would peel off like, here's $20 instead of the ball. Give a kid $20 and said, I would love to
Pay
give
him
this to you,
off.
but I need this. This is all I have in life right now. Is
That
this ball.
sounds sad if I start
So who
screaming
cares?
that. But also, I also noticed the kids don't give a shit. And
They
these
don't
little
really
kids
care
like,
at the end.
they don't know.
Right.
But it was heartwarming whenever I saw a guy give a ball to another kid. We all clapped. It was like, oh, that was really sweet. And I like that. But I'm like,
A
I
guy
don't
made
wanna do that.
ESPN for not, and everybody in his thing
Oh, yeah,
was
you can't-
ripping the guy.
you can't do
because
it.
he didn't give it to this kid.
yeah.
He like fought the kid and got it, and then didn't give it to the kid, and he got shit on.
Yeah.
And then somebody else got a ball and gave it to that kid, and it was like, oh, it was clever. But it was like remember the Yankees thing where the girl was flipping the bottle and she didn't realize the whole crew, like the whole bleachers, are staring at this girl flipping a bottle
yeah.
trying to get it. And when she finally nails it, the whole crowd
Nuts.
fucking
Yep.
erupted.
That's great. So
You see that guy who catches the ball? He's holding his baby and holding a beer.
yeah.
And he didn't drop us like a.
Well, he spoke a little bit, but he dropped his. He let go with. He let go with the kid. Caught the ball and still caught the kid on the way down.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
That was amazing.
I just want to catch.
That's a
the
hell
ball.
of a dad.
That's a great dad. Yeah.
You guys, anyone you guys want this?
I'll take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kicking around here for 2 years. Like I'm trying to find somebody to give it to.
Yeah, give it the check.
Don't even think twice about it. Do you want it because you need something for the Mets?
No, I'm not.
I have plenty of Mets.
I'm not
stuff.
that greedy. Plus, I plan on going to.
No, you're not. We already had this discussion.
You know, giveaway day.
I got my eyes. I'm going to. I want to go to a game. Try maybe once a month if I can.
Wow.
Yeah, because I just love the smell and the feeling of the ballpark.
fun time.
And also, Citi Field is just a great ballpark.
It is.
It really
You got
is.
to take your niece there.
I know. We talked. I don't think my sister trusts me to bring.
It's a lot, honestly.
Which
You'd probably be more nervous than you want to be at a game either, too.
Well, yeah, I don't know. She's more concerned with the bathroom situation.
Oh, that's right.
Which
She's
is
a
pretty
girl,
valid.
and
You know, I
you're a
get.
boy.
Yeah, that's good.
I
That
get.
does make sense. I get it.
But I feel if I went to a day game in the middle of this, I don't know. We'll
I
see.
feel like nobody's going to get mad at you if you brought her into the men's room.
Yeah, but she's old enough now. I don't know if she wants to do that. But whatever. That's
She's not going to see cocks.
you gotta put it that way. He's got such a way with words, you know. Ugh. So we'll figure that out down the road.
You never speak more clearly than when you say the worst words.
It's so bizarre. He fumbles words all the time.
Yeah, he
but-
mumbles through this like cock.
Yeah. Yeah, they with Michael McEwen or whatever his name. Cock. God. So yeah, it
So
was great.
then you wrote a letter to a fan.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so
Is,
I'll
are
get-
they going to read the letter?
They will. Yeah, I'll set it up. So I didn't send an email to WFAN. What I did was I sent an email to one of the hosts on WFAN, Evan Roberts. He has a Mets podcast called the Rico Bronya podcast.
And he's an absurd Met fan.
Yeah,
Like,
he's-
the guy's the biggest Met fan I've ever heard of.
yeah, he was.
For those who don't know,
Yeah, he like scores every one of his games.
like when he goes to a game, he scores the game. He knows every little. He's probably the closest thing to a Met savant than Gary Cohen.
Probably, yeah. So I had this idea in my head. I thought about maybe calling the radio station. You know, I listen to sports talk most of the day, and I'm always like, yeah, it'd be good to like, it's good for our show. You know, get something up there. So I had this idea. I was like, I'm gonna email into Evan Roberts' podcast, his Mets podcast, about my fandom. I'm telling my whole story about how I was a Met fan. I come from a Met family. Got switched over to the Yankees, but now I'm back. Mm-hmm. Basically, am I a Met fan or am I a fraud? Right? That was my
Yeah.
thing. And I figured maybe he'll talk about me on the Rico Bronya podcast.
Yeah.
But he brought me to the big leagues, baby. So if you want to play,
Okay,
you can play.
yeah.
And feel free to interrupt it.
Right, I'm just telling you. Now, I have a complicated question for you guys. Because the Rick Pitino thing is interesting and it's curious, and we'll get your calls in a few minutes. But
Can
I
you
received
pause
an
this
email
real quick?
that I was going to read on
That's
the
Evan, right?
Yeah.
Is he trying to sound like Francesca now? Is it me, or is his voice completely different than it was a year or two ago?
No, you're.
Okay,
You
fair
think
enough.
he sounds like Mike Francis?
No, I think he's trying to sound deeper and like I don't know. It just doesn't sound like him from a while ago. But he could have a scratch throat or something. Who knows? Anyway, go.
When I said, no, it's not, it's better here. It's better for Tiki, Tommy, and Loogie to understand this one. It was a fandom question from a guy named Brendan. Are you ready to hear this? Evan, I have a question for you about my Mets fandom. I was born in the early 80s, okay? Early 80s. So that's basically us, right?
Doesn't he sound
I was
different?
born in 83. What year were you born? 77?
75.
Oh, that's right, you're 50. 75? All right, so we're there.
Jeez. I almost feel like that was a troll. But
That was a subtle shot. I didn't mean to. I'm just bad at math. I was born in the early 80s, and
I own my 50 and wear it proudly.
Yeah, you
Shut
should.
up, Tiki. Back
I was
to
born
Brendan.
in the early 80s. My dad and my aunt were huge Met fans. So naturally, I was a fan of the Mets. I grew up going to a few games a year, but by the time I really understood baseball, the Mets weren't very good. And my older cousins, all Yankee fans, started bringing me to Yankee Stadium.
Mets suck.
The Yankees were just a cool team to root for, and I was easily persuaded because I have no backbone. Eventually, I became a part-time season ticket holder to the Yankees.
Oh, he's a Yankee fan.
The tailgates were great, and they were winning. And so I was hooked and always had that soft spot for the Mets. But in the last few years, I cut the cord. I didn't have the Yes Network, but I did have SNY. And I slowly started watching the Mets without telling anybody. I'm now hooked on the New York Mets. I watch and listen to every game. I even went to a game all by myself on Monday night.
Wow.
I loved every second of that cold night.
By himself?
By himself.
Every second until the seventh inning. I loved every second until
All
this.
right.
You didn't add that. You didn't add that.
No, I
to
didn't have to add
Yeah, why didn't you say that?
You
You're
left
so
that out.
comfortable.
Next time I go and when it's a little warmer, I'll stay the whole damn game. All right.
All right.
I've since come to my Yankee fan friends to much ridicule, but I'm all in and I'm never going back. So do you, Evan Roberts, consider my Met fandom legitimate or am I a fraud?
This is a very
Complicated.
interesting
You're asking
and
the biggest Met fan
complicated
there is.
case.
That's why
Do
I
you-
brought
do you
it here
accept
to
me?
Evan and Tiki and away
Do
from
you
the
take-
Rico.
I
'cause
respect you bringing it to
honestly
him.
don't know how to answer
This is
it.
like
I'm curious.
this is essentially you saying like this is the final decision.
This is it. I'm
Will
bringing
you
it-
accept me into your group?
To go on the fan and do it, I respect that.
I'm bringing my Met fandom to afternoon drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you thought you were bringing it to a podcast, and then
Right.
it ended up in the afternoon drive. So
Yeah.
this is the guy. This is if this
is
guy
it.
says you're a Met fan, then you can feel like yeah.
So you guys will.
Recap.
Yes.
Born Mets fan,
Yes.
but got influenced by friends and circumstances to being a Yankee fan
During the dynasty.
during the dynasty. So he bandwagoned it. And then, after getting rid of cable, cutting the cord, as he said,
Yeah.
so there was no Yes Network, and the only baseball he could regularly watch was on the Great SNY. And so
Stretching.
he turned back into a Mets fan.
When you have 3 hours
That's
to
what was
kill every day.
available.
Correct.
Yeah.
How do I answer this?
I think it's legit.
Thank you, Tiki.
Legit
That was
Mets
a
fan.
tiki.
Can I say it's
think
crazy that
he's
Tiki
just-
Barber, one of the players from my beloved football Giants, talking about Brendan Ryan makes me sick.
Tiki Barber talking about me being a Met fan.
The whole situation makes me sick. But anyway,
Yeah, we're in through the looking glass now. It's crazy.
Easily influenced and has grown as a man because he's no longer influenced by the Yankee fans.
Interesting. I kind of like that.
come
You
to
know,
his
you're
own.
young, you're in your
Yeah.
teen years, the Yankees
Right.
are a dynasty,
You
you're
just
getting
want to fit.
bullied.
You want to fit in.
You want to fit in.
Maybe he's a nerd like you. And so I can be cool if I'm a Yankee fan. And so he wanted to be cool.
And it's not
But
like
then
the
he had to
Yankees
come
suck
back and
now.
be
So it's
himself.
not
So
like
legitimate
which
Met
helps.
fan.
Which
Yeah.
helps.
He's Sean Moran.
It helps your argument. Maybe they bring that up.
the Yankees did go to the World Series last year, which does strengthen
And
that
you
you
know-
didn't leave the Yankees on
when they sucked.
when they
and-
sucked
didn't.
and the Mets were good.
Yeah.
They're both good. I do think it's a convenient time to come back to the Mets because the Wilpons don't own them. Like they are.
Yeah, but how
on the
long's that
up.
been? And the Mets have
3 years.
right? But the Mets have been better for longer than that. Like they've been kind of
Since about 16, they've been a little better.
yeah.
Well, they've had a couple. I always say this about the Mets. They have those years thrown in always.
Yeah.
Like terrible in the 70s, but 69 they won. 73 they made a run. 77, I believe, they made a little bit of a run. Then they sucked.
But sucked in between.
Then they sucked in between.
86.
86 they won, but 85 they were good. 86 they were good up until 88. Then they sucked again. 99
Yeah.
they made the championship.
Yeah.
Sucked again. 2006 they made the World Series. So it comes, but it
Yeah.
just, you
So,
know, it's,
but
The one
it's,
thing I will say is it is the whole Juan Soto thing. It does feel like I just because Soto,
but it was before
wasn't
that
because of
you
Soto.
came out. You came out last year.
I just whenever I put on the Mets, it felt like putting on
A Jet jersey.
an old pair of jeans that just fit right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I have two ways to pick at this. Number one, I just want this on the record. I don't believe this guy.
This is
I
Steve
believe
Marouche,
he
right?
wanted an
Whatever his
email
name
read
is.
in either the Rico or this show
This
to
is
cause
Marash.
fodder so you can go back to
Marash.
search. Look what I caused. I don't believe it.
Come on.
I don't believe it. And here's
What other proof would you need?
okay. Now let's go into the email. And this is where I think my ultimate answer is going to be he's a complete fraud if he's not. And this is why I can't call him a legit Met fan. Smoking gun. He cut the cord, right? I'm sorry. How did you get SNY? How? And we love SNY.
You're really going to get into the weeds on that?
Pause that.
But if your excuse is I cut the cord,
SNY is on Hulu Live, which is my. I don't have cable. I have Hulu Live for my television.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. So in the last few years, I don't have the Yes Network.
Yeah.
The Yes Network is crazy. I could buy that app. It's crazy to spend all that money. So I like baseball on in the background. I started throwing on SNY, and the Mets came on.
Yeah.
So and then it reminded. When I was
Felt
young,
good?
I would watch them. I was like, all right, and then
Like a warm blanket.
Yes, like a warm blanket.
Yeah.
You know, and I started watching them. I always felt good watching them. It felt like home. Go on.
Okay.
my only way to watch baseball was turning to the Mets on SNY. Well, I mean, again, you found a way to watch SNY as a cord cutter. You could find a way to watch the Yes Network.
Maybe it's
disagree
the
with that.
service he has.
Thank you,
Who
Evan.
knows?
You said cord cutting.
Yeah, but whatever. Like there was, remember there was PlayStation
All
View,
right.
there's
My
DirecTV
point
now,
is,
there's Fubo TV.
If you care that much about the Yankees to begin with as a fan, and you make the decision, we have this conversation about cord cutting all the time. You are going to make sure you check the boxes of finding the one where you could watch your teams.
I agree with
The
that.
moment he made that decision and knew he was giving up the Yes Network, to me, you were never a real Yankee fan to begin with.
Okay, so give me one quick question.
Okay.
Who
That
has
could be
you have
true.
YouTube TV?
Maybe that's it.
No.
No, I used to. Had to give it up.
Did it? Which one did it not have?
I believe it or not, I think I gave it up when they cut out Yes Network because I was like, if I'm not going to have the Nets or the
Okay.
Yankees, I'm
That's
out.
what you're saying?
So
I'm
that's-
pretty sure.
So my buddy,
I don't think they
my
have
buddy
SNY
Mike
though,
has
right?
YouTube
YouTube
TV,
TV?
and he
I don't know if
can't
it does. My
watch the
brother has.
Yankees.
Yeah.
But so he has to get the streaming or whatever, however he gets it.
But
But
you find-
he's a Met fan.
Okay.
and so he can see SNY.
But that's my only point. If you're really a fan of the team and you cut the cord, you find a way.
All right, so you've explained he's a fraud Yankee fan. What about Met fan? I don't think he cares anymore about being a
No,
Yankee
my
fan.
point is,
I think he's a
You're
YouTube.
just a bad sports fan, right? Would that come down
Yeah, is
to?
he saying that you're a bad sports fan or you always been a Met fan?
Right, but he's saying that like I wasn't a
real Yankee fan.
Yankee. Maybe that's the case because I'm back with the Mets.
Yeah.
So he's making my
I
point.
agree with that, but I want to hear what he thinks about you being a Met
'Cause
fan. He's
somebody-
not even addressing that.
Somebody who never grew up with the childhood Mets thing and was just a Yankee fan and it was in their heart.
That's different.
Because you're a big sports fan.
Oh, yeah.
So if you really truly love the Yankees, I know guys who love the Yankees. It's crazy, and like they would never get rid of the way they watch the Yankees.
Well, that
Like,
okay. Perfect example is this year, the Knicks. How much I love the Knicks. When they cut MSG off of Optimum, I spent $30 a month to get an app just to watch the Knicks.
Right.
If
You
you
figure out a
really,
way- yeah, you watch
figure
your
out.
team.
That's why I agree with him.
And I'm
You're
also-
not going to switch because of a subscription.
Yeah.
But I'm also not like with the Knicks and the Jets. Those are my top tier teams. So like those teams embedded in me.
Yeah,
But
right.
since I went back and forth with the Mets and the Yankees because of this whole situation, I was sort of always on the fence.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
which is on me. I just
that
kind of roll
influences-
with the wind.
Your cord, the fact
And
that you
I-
even entertain the idea of cutting the cord, which you
Right.
would not have done if you're like, well, I need my Yankees.
No,
Yeah.
the Yankees were.
If that was the Jets, he was like, I'm watching you still.
The Jets were
Yeah.
a different animal, and the Knicks too.
Yeah.
But with this situation, the Yankees, it's not. I wasn't watching every single game.
Yeah.
I did love watching a Yankee. I loved. I was a Yankee fan, man. I enjoyed it. But it was when we used to go to the Yankee games. We would tailgate sometimes till the 6th inning. We'd go in. We'd show
Right.
up into the 7th inning.
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
not-
And it was like I was hanging out with my older cousins. It was a great time.
Yeah.
But I just always had that soft spot for my Mets.
TV guy.
Yeah, I think he.
That's my guess.
I think,
Maybe.
I think he goes where the wind blows, and my guess would be he talked about all the fun. If the Mets went into a 5-year run of not making the playoffs and they weren't so much fun, he would easily flip-flop back.
Yeah, well,
so
you
I think he's
are-
a fraud, period.
You're also sensitive here because he left you. Okay, he left you for
That's
someone
what
else.
I want to see. I almost want my team to struggle.
Oh, you want to see me go through the
Because I
struggle?
want him. This is the problem that I have with him switching, is that even though the Yankees aren't bad and that's not why he's jumping ship, the Mets are finally good.
It's an easy jump.
Yes.
And it's an easy.
I'll give you that.
This is a fun team to watch. Like, they were probably more fun than the Yankees, even though the Yankees went further last year, to watch.
100%.
And it's, when that wears down, or when this team gets older, or we suck for 10 years, is he still going to be rocking the blue and orange? Or is it going to be, you know what? I'm just blowing with the wind. I'm back. I'm back to the
Yeah.
Yankees, baby.
I don't see that
I'm
happening.
at the age where I'm being true to myself, and that's where I am.
I believe you. For what it's worth,
It is what it is.
What it's worth, I believe you. But
Thank you.
I'm not
You'll
this.
see, and-
I'm not this got to stay for the whole game type of attitude either.
No,
so,
I know.
I
But
think for your first game back, you stay for the whole thing.
yeah,
You
listen,
even stay for
it
the
was-
post-game interview.
It was the circle. I had him on the radio. The whole. By the time I got home, I was able to watch the post game
I'm
interview
fucking
at home.
around.
So
Not really.
Please, man, we got a million other ones. We don't have our owner
Okay.
begging to fill seats.
Okay. Tommy Lugauer, is he a fraud fan or a real fan?
What's this fella's name?
Brendan.
Brendan, I love that you emailed to Rico because you proved what I've been saying for months. The Mets are now Big Brother. And Brendan,
Big Brother, baby.
This is kind of when I turned it
represents,
on.
hold on. Brendan represents a portion of our tri-state area society.
Tommy's trying to get everybody to hate the Mets.
There are Yankee fans and there are Met fans, and no matter what, they're going to be fans of those teams. And then there are people, wherever the cooler place is to be, wherever the winning is, wherever the wind blows, they're going to go.
That is a
so
very true
the
statement.
wind has blown to Queens, and Brendan is not alone. So, Brendan, you are a Met fan. You have jumped on board with Big Brother, and you know something special is brewing in Queens. And they're losing, and they're used to losing people. So,
Thank you,
Soto,
Loogie.
now Brendan and everybody else.
It was him.
That it?
Oh, you think
That's
Tommy
it.
wrote the email?
His preparation for that response.
Oh, I like this part when they
It was
thought
him.
the other guy wrote the email.
Came from the inside.
They
Yeah.
thought it was a conspiracy.
it goes on a little bit, and I cut off. I think the last because I kind of
Evan went with him being a fan.
Yeah, Evan
Yeah.
went with me being basically the whole afternoon
Accepted
show,
you.
except Evan Marash.
It's like saying,
I mean, Sean
listening
Marash.
to them talk about your email.
Yeah, but I'll say this: only one person reached out to me that was listening live. I was hoping
My arch nemesis.
I would get more people. I had to send the bells out to everybody else. Hey, I'm on WFAN. Turn on the radio. I don't think people believe. He was like, yeah, sure. I'm like, no, really. They're talking about me on WFAN.
Yeah.
Only one person reached out and was like, are they talking about you on WFAN right now, Brendan? Only one person. I was hoping I'd get a few more people. This is afternoon drive. This is right in there.
Yeah.
Big numbers right
Commuting.
there. I believe it was also
And a lot of people listen.
it was also on SNY on the television show, but I wasn't home for it.
Yeah.
I was in my truck wearing my Met hat. I took a picture and I was like I wanted to send it to those guys because they're like, have this guy call in. I couldn't get in touch. Like it was so busy I couldn't get in to call the radio station.
But they said to call
Yeah,
it?
they told me to call
Oh,
in.
that would have been fun.
I
Which
wish he would have got it.
I just couldn't. I couldn't get through. But
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. And yeah,
But what about the text?
what text?
You said one person texted you.
Yeah, one person texted me.
Oh, I thought you were going to get into it.
No, it was just one. I was just
Didn't it seem like that was going somewhere? Or?
no. What I was saying was I was expecting more people.
Oh, all right.
To-
I thought there was
to be
a
listening-
point to that.
The
I
point.
thought there was a point to that.
No, the point was. The point was I was being talked about on an afternoon drive for 15 minutes,
Yeah.
and only one person in my life reached out to me. That's the point.
Okay. Well,
And he's a fraud too, by the way.
Biggest fraud we know.
So that's what he wanted to say that.
I hate this. I personally hate the guy. Like, legitimately hate
You guys both hate each other for some
Yeah, we
reason.
do.
I
We
don't
hate
know.
each other, probably. But he's a piece of shit. But anyway.
Okay. Not getting involved with that. But anyway, so yeah, that was my And I want to start doing it. I've had ideas of calling radio shows.
They got regulars.
So yeah.
They let the same people on over and over again. So
Well, once you establish that you're a good on the air, they'll keep you.
Yeah, I guess so.
yeah,
So we'll see. I'll try to. I want to call into the morning show too because I have a story about Boomer Esiason.
I think you need to keep emailing them about how updates on your fanhood throughout the year.
I don't want to become annoying. I DM
No, I don't
them.
mean constantly. Just send another letter, just so you know I'm 6 months in and I never felt better, some bullshit like that.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm excited. I'm
living
excited
my
for
truth.
my journey.
Finally,
finding
finally
my
living my
truth.
truth.
It does feel like that. It does feel like
You came out of the closet.
Oh, hey, listen, it's great. There's nothing better. I'm gonna watch the Mets tonight, 10 o'clock in Sacramento. I'll be there
Wow,
watching. Are you?
it's
Will you?
dedication.
It's dedication.
All
So
right,
yeah, that was my big week.
fun.
If you made it this far.
We appreciate you
Thank you so much.
and we love you.
Bye.